Gotta start Facebook up again.
All right.
Facebook now allows time limit. Oh, so everybody on YouTube that's gotten started, just stand by 1 second. Let me get Facebook up and going. Continuous live. There you go. New live continuous video. Perfect. All right, we're gonna try that again. There we go. We're now streaming live on Facebook.
Back at it. All right.
There we go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is SMA Live, show number 22.
Ooh.
As always, I'm Mallory Woods. This is Jamie Cravens.
Good afternoon. I do got a little bit of echo coming in, Mallory, so maybe we can fix that.
Let me see if I can do a little adjustment real quick before we play the old opener.
Yeah. Oh, wait, here we go. This is how we roll.
That's how we're doing things, man. You gotta love it.
All right, maybe that's better now. Yeah, so, good news. I didn't tell you this yet, but narrowly lost the sportkaristore.com domain. I had to rescue it from GoDaddy today. So it went into auction, got sold to somebody else. Fortunately, I still had 5 days to get it back. So barely saved it in the nick of time.
That would have been quite embarrassing. And I would have loved to hear the excuse on that. Anyway,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
go ahead and hit the show open and get our first guest right in. We got a packed show tonight, guys, so we're going to get right on going. No need to welcome everybody back because we've already welcomed them. So we're going to get right on to our first guest. Some of you guys may know this guy. He's kind of a familiar face. I mean, he's okay. We've worked with him a bunch. So let's go ahead and...
We hitting up the scribs? What we got here?
Hello? Hello?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Nick Schneider, welcome aboard.
Nick Schneider, everybody, a.k.a. DJ and Nick Scribbles. Nick, hey, it's your first appearance on SMA Live. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, it's great talking to you guys. How are you guys all doing tonight?
Doing great, man.
Pretty good. I think we can tell what you're up to right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys can probably all hear the kids at the karate school yelling and screaming and working hard. So they just got done fighting for a good 45 minutes, working on some forms now and getting ready for our upcoming tournament. So always good things.
Well, I know we got you for a limited amount of time. We've got some highlights that are showing up right now for Compete Masters. We want you to give us just a little recap of how that was this past weekend.
Yeah, the Compete Internationals is always a great event. It seems to be a week or two always for the Irish Open, so I know that affects them. But the fun thing about their event is you get to see some of the talent that we don't get to typically see on some of the East Coast events. And another cool thing is you get to see just a lot of new people as it's the beginning of the year on stage. We got to see some people who have been breaking out and have been competing and doing well so far this year. Kids like Mason Bumba, who won his second overall grand championship after following up from Compete. And then you get some new faces on the stage like Darcy York and Kendall Madeline, Michaela Francisco. Just some new faces on the scene up on stage. So it's really great when you get to see those guys on stage and just see new and upcoming talent on stage.
It is true. We only have one major NASCAR event in the West Coast, and it's kind of always been tilted towards the East Coast. I mean, you had Denver back in the day, and of course you have the Diamond Nationals. I mean, it seems like something that should be addressed. We need more NASCAR events on the West Coast.
Absolutely. It's you get to see some of those guys, like the proper guys were out there, and Fighter Syndicate had some fighters out there representing, of course. The All-Stars were out there in full effect. They ended up taking home the team championship Friday. I know a couple of the guys made it to the finals. Actually, Jack and Robbie ended up not being able to fight due to kind of a minor injury. And then Jamal and Leon Jefferson battled it out for the heavyweight grand championship with Leon taking home the title with an overtime win. So that was actually a pretty good fight in the second round, which we're actually watching right now.
Yeah, it sounds like I was watching the live stream past weekend. A lot of high drama, a lot of close fights. I mean, the West Coast is definitely different. One of the things I always found to be different is that usually 364 days out of the year they allow groin kicks, but just for NASCAR, the groin kick is not in effect. So if you do go out there and fight, kind of be expected to get kicked in the junk. But they have some great talent out there.
That tape kick is always dangerous, Mallory.
I know that personally. It's not something I'm proud of, and it's probably one of the reasons why I'm not kicking a whole bunch these days.
Absolutely.
Well, Nick, I know you're getting ready to go, and actually tomorrow, you're heading out to the Irish Open. What are some of the things that we expect to see out there?
Yeah, it's always a great event. It's the largest fighting tournament in the world. Roy Baker, Elaine Small, and the whole Irish Open crew just do an amazing job putting together an outstanding professional event. You got the WACO rules, which is a little bit different, of course, than the American rules. Team Fighting Friday is going to be huge. Of course, Paul Mitchell may be having a team. I'm kind of not sure how that's going to work out. Paul Mitchell's picked up several of the Karali fighters, and I know last year Zoltan Laszlo fought with the Hungarian team, Karali, but I'm not sure if their whole team's going to be fighting underneath the Paul Mitchell banner or if they're going to be fighting for their home country and school. But, the All-Stars are going to be bringing a full team. I heard Trevor Nash might be making an appearance. We'll see if Raymond fights. I know he'll be there. Of course, Jack Belton, and, we have some strong guys on that team. So it should, they're always a contender. Obviously, you have the best fighter team. You have, Irish team. So Friday night will be just crazy high energy. Saturday, of course, you have the 2-2-minute rounds, the 1-minute break in the divisionals, and then everybody's favorite Sunday, you have the open weight divisions with the men and women and seniors, which, some of those divisions get 50, 60, even up to 100 competitors or more, all trying for that one title. So that's the big day. So I know we're all excited to get out there and bring the coverage and the events to everybody here in the States and around the world.
I mean, I know that they have 4,000, again, I'll repeat that, 4,000 competitors that have registered. They've closed registration, so if you're 4,001, you're sitting on the sidelines watching. That's a huge event. Like you said, expect greatness. But I think the more important story here is that after the competition, the after party is going to be DJ'd by a guy named DJ Scribbles.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunately, Joey Greenhall, my partner in crime there, isn't going to be able to make it this year. Shout out to Joey. We always have a good time. But, yeah, the after party, the only thing I can say about the after party is we can't even talk about it on air. It's that wild and crazy and fun. And it's lots of stories that are definitely not for the public's ears. But we'll have a great time. They put on a world-class event, and I can't wait to be out there.
Well, Nick, I know you got to get back to class, and you got to pack, and you got to fly the 8-9 hours over there. We're going to look forward. We got dueling coverage this weekend. I'll be at SMAC. You guys will be at the Irish Open. I'll be starting trash again on Twitter, as usual, about we having the best coverage, and I'm pretty sure you guys will respond in kind. So have a safe flight over there. Throw a great party, and we look to hearing about how things went down.
Absolutely, guys. You guys take care.
All right, Nick. Sorry. Thanks, buddy. Talk you later.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Man, there's that guy right there. Scribbles, DJ Nick Scribbles. You got to love him. I mean,
we still kind of hate that guy because they're always after that Ireland Open tournament. So
I know it's something to be jealous over. And speaking of the Irish Open, we're going to play the Irish Open teaser real quick. Be back in 30 seconds. There you have it, the Irish Open, man. It is gonna be on and popping there, man. It's just so many fighters, so much competition. If you're there are a couple of Americans already over there now. Shout out to Ben Frazen, who's over there. I think he's in London right now, gonna do a few things, but he's leading some Americans over there. I've seen some other people post on Facebook that they're up and going. So best of luck to everybody there, and a little bit more luck to the American team.
yeah, well, it is one of my favorite ones to watch on our live stream. So it's just like fighting all day long. So every time you tune into our live stream, it's a pretty good chance you're going to see some good fights on there.
Absolutely. And we're going to keep this thing rolling. We're going to go to our other Nick guest. We're going to call Nick Cain of Team G-Force, but he's also a part of SMAC Internationals. Let me get him on the line real quick. Go ahead and just while we're waiting for that, we have our ticker down at the bottom. Talks about our upcoming tournaments, but I'm going to go ahead and show you some of those flyers while I get Nick on the phone.
Right on. I'm doing this.
Great whole music provided to us by Jamie.
I have a lot of fun with this new little soundboard app on my phone. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, we gotta love it either way.
Hello?
Nick Cain, welcome to SMA Live, sir. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Myself and Jamie here. Are you back home or are you in Florida right now?
I'm actually in Rhode Island now. I'm living in Rhode Island, working at GeForce.
Oh, I did not know that. You know what? Hey, we're going to have to talk about that. I know that you got a great boss there in Joey Greenhall. How are things going with you?
They're going really well. I can't complain. Just got back from compete Monday morning, but going pretty good.
Now, we know we've got the SMAC Internationals this weekend, which is in Niagara Falls. What are one of the things is this has always been an exciting tournament for me. I've covered it the past 2 years, and I'll be up there again. You get the best in both worlds. You get some Canadian talent, you get some New York talent, you get talent from all over the area. You get a good mix, especially between the two countries, U.S. and Canada. What do you guys have new for us this year?
This year, we're doing a lot of the same stuff we did last year. We have the men's teams with the one women on there, which is always pretty interesting. But one thing new this year is we are going to be a 3A NASCAR event, actually.
Oh, okay, a AAA NASCAR. That's a great step up. I know that you guys.
Wait, hold on.
You guys were independent last year, and
There we go. All right.
everything is seems to be looking up for you.
Jimmy.
So we got AAA NASCAR. The if I remember right, the mixed team last year was won by Impex, and I'm trying to remember the team. It was Jason Grenier, Ross, Verona.
I believe it was and I believe El Java was on there as well.
That's who it was. I was trying to remember the last one. El Java was on there. That was quite an exciting fight to see going on. Now let's talk about you for a minute. You have been with Straight Up just about a year now. How has that change been?
It's been great. I can't say enough about it. I love being on Straight Up, especially now being out here. I get to train with a lot of the guys that are on the team. I train with Mr. G now, so it's been a really great experience. I'm really happy that I made the move out to Straight Up.
That is, it's always, whenever you make change in anything, whether it's a job, team, any type of change in life, you're always kind of unsure of that little jump and everything. And it seems that you got a pretty good home there. You got a lot of good teammates. We're watching a clip with Bailey Murphy right now. Incredibly talented young man. One of the things I can say is that Joey G is one of the most dedicated guys out here in the martial arts. He's always going to have your back. You're always going to hear him. That's one thing.
Yeah, of course.
It's just a genuine individual. Let's see.
He is. He's really a great guy to have in your corner, and someone that definitely, is behind me, pushing me to keep doing better.
What is what are some of the things you have doing at GeForce?
Well, actually, I'm doing kind of everything at GeForce, so I'm all over the place between answering emails, answering the phone, shipping out orders, making bows, making nunchucks. So I'm doing a little bit of everything over there.
You know what? This is great. Now you can say each bit of equipment that you order from GeForce was personally tested by Mr. Nick.
Oh, yeah, of course.
so when can we expect to see you in Extreme Weapons or anything? If you're making all these weapons, then it sounds like a step up in competition. You got to be able to, maybe even try some of those things out.
Yeah, actually, I brought back my creative weapon and the traditional bow at AKA's. I was unable to compete because I was working our booth. But you're going to see me back out there, doing more than just fighting now. I'm going to be doing some weapons again. So I'm starting to get back into some things that I used to do, and that just kind of took a break from a little bit.
Now here's an easy plug. Where the weapons that you'll be using, where will you be? Where will they be from?
Oh, definitely from GeForce Weapons.
very, very easy plug right there.
Well, yeah.
I'm looking forward to see you and yours. Thank you, and my condolences to you. I know you guys just had a loss in your family. I appreciate you coming on, and I know that it's couldn't come at a worse time. You guys are preparing for this event, and I will be there to cover the event and do the best to keep it going smooth. So I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend, buddy.
Yeah, I know Mallory will be there.
Thank you so much.
Hey Nick, what do we got on deck for the junior prizes this year?
Oh, good question.
Junior prizes? Oh, I'm not sure what my parents kind of have lined up for the junior prize. I know last year we did the hoverboard, so they got something up their sleeve, but they haven't shared it with me yet, so gonna have to stop out and see.
Well, we'll be covering it. We'll have live streams going, so you guys can just stop on and see. Once again, Nick Cain from Team Straight Up, now working at G-Force, and also representing SMAC Internationals for 2017. Nick, I'll see you on Friday. Looking forward to it, buddy.
All right, I'll see you this weekend. Thanks, guys.
Alrighty.
All right, take it easy, Nick. Another Nick.
Another Nick. We've run out of Nicks tonight, so the only thing to do is to go to Jarrett.
That'll work.
That's a switch up in things,
I want to hear about the big announcement that came out recently. So
Absolutely.
give us a little insight into that.
Let me see here. I just got a photo from our previous Nick. I'm going to see if I can work this into the stream when we call our next guest, who I'm going to tell him right now that we are calling. Let's get Mr. Leiker on the phone.
All right.
You gotta come up with a DJ name now, man.
Hello?
You may know him as one of the most favorite competitors out there on America. He's an attorney. He's a man of many talents. Welcome to SMA Live, Mr. Jarrett Leiker. How are you, sir?
Oh, never better, Mallory. And you?
I'm good. Jamie's here with me as well. We've been waiting to get this call. We've had two Nicks and a Jarrett, so there's so much to talk about. You know what? Let's just hit the ground running. You had a major announcement this weekend while you were at Compete, but I want you to go ahead and repeat that for our audience who have not heard. Please take it away, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a project that we've been working on for. We first approached it about 4 years ago, and it didn't work out at the time. And we revisited it about a year ago. And our world, we have two levels of our AmeriCkick team. We have a world level team and a national level team. And our world level team has all of our forms and weapons competitors has merged with the All Stars. So we put together this squad for one simple reason, and that's to make history. I believe on paper, when you line our forms and weapons roster up with the fighters of the All Stars, I mean, I think you have the greatest team in sport karate, hands down, without a question. And that's been our goal all along, is to make big waves, to make history every time we step on the mat. And it's a really great relationship that we have with Raymond and the rest of the team. We all have common goals. We've all got so much in common. Great friends, and it all just made sense. So we're very happy and ready to debut the team at the Irish Open.
Now, the one other thing is that I definitely admire about you is you've been competing for a long time. You've competed as a junior, you competed as an adult, and now you're into your professional life. You're an attorney, but you've been putting back into the sport. You've started representation of athletes. Raymond Daniels is one of your clients. Tell us how that whole thing came together.
Well, yes, I do practice a lot, and funny story of how it all happened is that growing up, one of my favorite things was always wanted to be a sports agent, but it was just kind of a dream. I went to law school, I was in litigation as an attorney, and I still do that. And Raymond Daniels calls me one day and he says, "Hey, I'm having trouble with this contract with a former organization he was with. They're kind of, messing me around. Can you help me?" And I was able to get him out of a bind and get him some money that was owed to him. And he sat down with me and he said, "You know what? Let's keep this going." And that's how it all started, really. And we we kept moving forward, and I represent him for all of his marketing and his endorsements and his legal representation, and we've since moved on to Bellator, and he just inked another fight extension with Bellator. So, you know, Ray's doing great, and yeah, it was just a crazy story of how the whole thing started, but since then we've really blown up with it.
Man, I mean that's absolutely, you know, interesting. Speaking of Ray, when is his? I know you just mentioned just found an extension with Bellator. When is his next fight?
The next fight is April 14th in Budapest. That will be his next fight, and yeah, so that's the next card. It's a dynamite card. Bellator MMA and kickboxing. He'll be the co-main event of kickboxing. Kareem Gaji is rematching the guy he fought from Hungary the last time and lost the belt. Ray was supposed to fight Gaji for the belt because everybody anticipated that Gaji was going to win the last fight, and there was a controversial, very, very controversial decision that resulted in him getting a rematch here. So we'll see what happens. Ray wins his fight, which we anticipate, and if Gaji wins the fight, then that'll most likely be the matchup for the title.
Are we going to be able to see that on Spike TV?
Yeah, absolutely. So the fight this coming up on April 14th will be on Spike TV, and the MMA card will air, and then immediately after the kickboxing card. So kind of how they've been doing that back to back.
Now, this is interesting because do you intend to travel to all of the events for the Bellator? For example, this one is in Budapest. Will you travel with Ray with that, or you know, are you going along with your client as well?
Well, you know, here's the way I look at it: is it's just like anything. I do what's in the best interest of Raymond, and you know, and best interest of any client. And I think that, you know, these guys already have a lot of expenses that go into their camps that people just don't even realize. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's very expensive to run a fight camp. And imagine for him stepping away from his business for that time and the travel and, you know, so much. And so for me, I go to the fights that, you know, I don't make him fly me around like these other guys do with their managers. You know, I go to the fights that I can make work with my schedule. And, you know, it's my job to set it up and his job to execute. And we know he always does his job. And so, you know, for me, I go to the fights that I can make it to as far as time-wise. But, you know, once Ray gets there, there's all the obligations are pretty much complete for what I need to do. Mm-hmm. So I go to the ones that I can.
That's very respectful of your clients. You know, you hear all the time about guys, you know, you get the wrong representation and they, you know, you end up kind of like in a Mike Tyson type situation. So that's very admirable. And also the thing is, this great is you've known Ray for years, and you're a competitor, you're a martial artist. So you know, you're gonna do your best to, you know, look out for him and everything, which is absolutely, you know, just completely, you know, nothing but respect to you for that, man. We're gonna shift gears real quick. We've got I know you're a huge fan of the UFC, so we know that this weekend we've got UFC 209 coming up.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's it's going to be a great card. You know, Ray has really worked closely with Tyron quite a few times throughout this camp. I know there were some other guys that were also brought in as well. I know Abid and Avery, but you know, Stage spent the whole camp with him. So, you know, there's a lot of sport karate brought in for this camp. And, you know, Ray did a lot of work with Tyron out in L.A. I'm interested to see how it goes. You know, a Wonder Boy's a puzzle, and everybody knows that. But we'll see. I mean, Tyron's got a lot. I mean, he's got more than just a sparring partner when you get Raymond Daniels. Mm-hmm. If you've ever watched Ray conduct himself with a fighter, you know, he is brilliant. And when he teaches our game of sport karate, I think what he can do better than anybody else is that he's been in the full contact experience and a lot, and has more experience than mostly any of the guys, and he can translate our game into that world so well. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I plan on getting up, and I'll be in Dublin this weekend for Irish Open, so I plan on waking up in the middle of the night to catch that main event for sure.
That is, I'm looking forward to it. I'm already making my plans to go see it. I'll be in Buffalo this weekend at SMAC Internationals, and I got to see it. And then just to touch on again, I mean, that the main event is what everybody's talking about, but the co-main event, if you're an MMA fan, you're talking about Khabib and Tony Ferguson going to war. This, I think, might steal maybe some of the thunder from this main event.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I love Tony Ferguson in this fight. I really do. I think his wrestling is going to be a major factor in the fight, and we'll see. I mean, Khabib is an animal. I really like Tony in this fight, but we'll see. I think nobody's been able to solve the puzzle of Khabib yet, but I don't think anybody's matched up with his skill set yet, and like Tony Ferguson. So I think you're right. That could definitely steal the show, because the Wonder Boy and Woodley fight, that could be over fast.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, both of those guys have that knockout ability. So we'll see what happens. I think the Tony and Khabib fight's going to be a great fight.
I agree. Both events, things could just bang and be over with. But that co-main event is going to be great. I've got a quick graphic up right now that was sent to me by DJ Nick Scribbles. It's displaying the current list of the All-Stars right now. Listing the fight squad is. I'll go ahead and read that on off because you can't see this. Raymond Daniels, the captain, is Jack Felton. Robbie, we got Trevor, we got Kevin Walker, we got Colby Norcutt, Dean Berry, Leon Jefferson, Ross Cook, Jamal, Jalen, Sebastian, Alex, Mason Bumba, Derek Meekin, Carlos Finney, Elsa Gorell, Joe, and I forgot Joe Fife. Joe Fife's still out there, man. I remember fighting that guy when he was young. Your Forms and Weapons Squad, a guy by the name of Jarrett Leiker, who's the captain, Becca Ross, Michael Guthrie, Andrew Catalan, Nick Schneider. We know that guy, Nick Schneider. Derek Megan, Cole Presley, Mason Stowell, Mason Bumba, and the executive board is of course Raymond Daniels, Bob Leiker, and Mark Russo. This is pretty much a big thing, and you've got some heavy hitters on this. We're going to see the premiere of the team this weekend at the Irish Open, correct?
That is correct.
What is the next stop if you are stateside that you will see this team?
You'll see them in Philly. We'll be at the AmeriKick Internationals, absolutely. Almost the entire, I imagine the entire squad will be there. We got a couple guys injured. I know one name. I know Alex Giuliani's dealing with a broken jaw right now, so he's out. And Seb and Joe, I'm not really sure, how much we'll see them this year, but majority of the people on that list, you'll see them in action in Philly. So that'll be the next stop in the U.S. And then the Quebec Open after that.
Okay, and that rolls right along to our next topic. We got the AmeriKick coming up, 2017. You guys, we have some video displaying for last year's AmeriKick, and one of the things that has been so exciting the past couple of years is the open weight challenge. Last year was great. You got a couple of Europeans that you guys brought over. This year is even more amazing, and you've added a women's open weight. I mean, just give me your thoughts on this from the pool of people that you have already in this event.
I mean, I'm looking at the graphic right now, and you've got Germany, Mexico, Texas, Georgia, Ireland, UK, California, Michigan, Venezuela. We just announced Mr. Rodriguez yesterday. We've got one more seed that we're going to announce leading into this, and then the 2 wild cards. So I think it's anybody's ball game. I mean, you look at that list of fighters. Any given day, any one of those guys could take the whole show. I absolutely think so, and I think you're going to see some great fighters fight in from the wild card as well. And the women's division, I mean, who can argue with? I mean, Morgan Plowden is she not just, if not men and women combined, the best pound for pound fighter on the planet right now. I mean, so I think Morgan being in there, I know we've got, there's a lot of strong women's fighters out there right now, and we're very grateful for Patty's Palace for sponsoring this event this year. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited for those 2 events in Philly, absolutely.
It's that is shaping up to be the event to be at. I can't wait. Again, last year, seeing that great mix of guys like Dean and Timmy coming over, different fighting styles to see. It's going to be one, of course, that's a fully covered SMA event. We will be there bringing all the live stream, bringing everything. Well, Jarrett, we definitely appreciate you giving us a bit of your time. I know you got some other things going on tonight. Let me get your predictions again for UFC 209. You got to call it. You're calling Tony for your co-main event. Who are you calling for the main event?
You make me call the main event right now. Well, I think I'm going to have to go with Woodley on the main event. I really think if he's able to grasp everything that, for all the knowledge he's been surrounding himself, in rematches, it's about who makes the right adjustments.
That's true.
And that's what it is. It's about who's going to make the right adjustments. And it seems to me that Tyron's really put a lot of time into making the adjustments. So we'll see. He's a Missouri boy too, so it's tough to bet against our sport karate man. I love Wonder Boy. I think he's a great fighter, but I'm gonna go ahead and go with Woodley on that one.
How do you think you going 5 rounds? You going knockout? Tyron went for a submission last time. So what are you calling? Knockout, submission?
I think he's going to finish it, but I don't know. I'm not quite sure whether how. But I'm feeling that right hand's pretty deadly. So we'll see. I think he finishes the fight. I don't think it goes all 5.
Well, there you have it. You've got your prediction from Jarrett Leiker. T. Woodley by.
I'm no expert on him, and I wouldn't go bet on it. But that's my call.
He's going to drop that T. Woodley bomb, and that's his prediction. I'm going to go counter to that. I'm pulling over Wonder Boy's camp, but I mean, it's hard, like you said, to pull a bet against them. Just seeing some of those camp photos, you got Sage there, you've got Avery was there, and again, my man's name escapes me right now from
Abid.
Thank you very much. Getting old, man, forgetting things, but I'm going to get those guys on a future show to talk about the camp. I don't want to have them on now. Just you don't want to talk about what they worked on before the fight. You never know who's listening, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be some interesting talk afterwards.
Yeah.
Jarrett, thank you for being generous with your time with us tonight. Have a safe trip over in Ireland. I don't want to get tagged in any delays or any baggage missed, as I seem to do all the time. Jarrett Leiker from Team Amerikick, and now actually, let's get the official name. Is it All Stars or is it Amerikick? What is the official name of the new team?
And the official name is the All Stars. Yes, so that is the name, and our Amerikick is one of the main sponsors of the team. We have Top 10, Juventex, Fighters Inc., and Amerikick. So yeah, that's the team name. We will have the Amerikick logo on all of the uniforms. On the fighting uniform, it's on the sleeve, and on the formed uniform, it is down on the chest. Left chest of the uniform, with All Stars is the main name.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Best luck. Easy flight on over there to enjoy the Irish Open, and we will talk to you soon. Also, hope you get some sleep and can watch 209 without being too much blurry-eyed.
I appreciate it. Have a good night, guys.
All right, thanks very much. Jarrett, like everybody.
We should also give Jarrett just a little bit of a plug for his Monday Mindset video podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
Putting out there.
Thank you. That is perfect. He does this every Monday. If you're not friends with him on Facebook, I don't think he's got over 5,000 friends, but he can still have some room. Befriend him on Facebook. The video I think is public, but he has some great thoughts. The guy's been a thinker all of his life. He's been one of those very well settled in guys that just you look at and you could tell he's going to be somebody special. He's got some great stuff out there that he puts out every Monday, straight from the heart, just right off off the top of his head. It's worth listening to. I would highly recommend it. And speaking of other things that are worth listening to, I'm going to turn it over to Jamie to go ahead and plug our events that are coming on up for SMA.
Yeah, we got a full schedule as usual. So this weekend's a big weekend for everybody. I know Mallory, you're headed off to SMAC Internationals at Niagara Falls. While the rest of the crew is off to the Irish Open here in England. But after that, later in the month of March is, as Jarrett was just mentioning, the Amerikick Internationals, March 24th and 25th in Pennsylvania. And then in April, we've got the Ocean State Grand Nationals out in Rhode Island, April 7th and 8th. The Quebec Open World Martial Arts Championship, April 28th and 29th. That's my birthday weekend. That's Quebec, Canada. Then, speaking of Mr. Joey Greenhall and whatnot, New England Open, June 2nd and 3rd out in New Hampshire. And then it looks like we're going out to Italy for the best fighter once again. So that's June 15th and 17th. And then, of course, the big one here in the States for our crew, it seems like a U.S. Open in Orlando. That's June 30th through the July 1st. And Mallory, I know you're going to be at the U.S. Capitol Classics August 4th and 5th in Maryland, and then Diamond Nationals, of course, in October 6th and 7th.
Full schedule ahead. We can't wait to see you out there. If you do see some of our reporters, feel free to stop by and say hi. Let us take a picture of you. Put us on our social media. You can find us at sportmartialarts.com and always Sport Martial Arts on Facebook, Sport Martial Arts on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, Snapchat even. I mean, if it's anything out there, we're on it. We love to get.
Did you just say sports martial arts? Oh, I think you did.
Sports, no S on it. Not getting on probation, no sir, not at all. Well, once again, this was our great Tuesday conversation. Jamie, thank you for spending some time with us. I'm going to tell my Washington Redskins to pick up Adrian Peterson since you're Minnesota Vikings. Let him go, or not protect him from free agency. We'll see.
It'll be sad. I don't think he'll be back in purple, but boy, I wish did enjoy his time here.
Well, guys, thank you again. We will see you soon. Don't forget dueling coverage this weekend from the SMAC Internationals and from the Irish Open. I'll be starting trash talking to our team over in Ireland and making sure that my team gives the best coverage. From Jamie and myself, you guys have a good night.
All right, I'm an Olsen.